Tutor Ted.
Here's a fun fact. Do you know how many students get a 12 out of 12 on the SAT essay? Less than 0.5%. Do you know why most students get mediocre essay scores? Because they get bad advice. Look, when only one essay out of 250 gets a 12, you know it's hard to do. So I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I can get you a 12 guaranteed. But what I am going to share with you is the one thing that every 12 essay has in common. The SAT grading rubric says that high-scoring essays demonstrate outstanding critical thinking. Well, what does that mean? It means that you don't want to take a simple or obvious position in response to the question. If the question is secrecy harmful? And your response is, yes, secrecy is harmful, you're limiting your score because you haven't demonstrated outstanding critical thinking. Think of this like the idea of degree of difficulty in diving. What that means is you score more points if you do a harder dive. The diver who pulls off this move earns more points than the guy who does this. Sure, they both end up in the water, but one looks a lot better getting there. So instead of writing, yes, secrecy is harmful, write, whether secrecy is harmful or not depends on the scale of the secret. If you wrote that thesis and you proved it using detailed evidence, you have a legitimate shot of getting a 12. That's called a conditional thesis, by the way. And it's just one way of many of writing a thesis with a higher degree of difficulty. I've got more in my book, Tutor Ted's Guide to the SAT. If you want to get an 8, by all means, keep it simple. But if you're not satisfied with an 8, write an essay with a more advanced thesis. It works.
Tutor Ted.